Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the player ratings for our 3-1 win over Orlando City. That is 4 wins out of 4, a comfortable 5-goal victory against Ipswich, another 5 goals against Nuremberg, 2 goals against Everton and a clean sheet, and another 3 goals against Orlando City. Now, in yesterday's game, obviously we had to wait for it. It got delayed even more, but in the second half, it was definitely worth the wait. Last night, what you realize is the team that started in the first half. If that team played in the Premier League, we would be in all sorts of trouble. Like we wouldn't even finish in the top 10. And the team that came on in the second half, you can tell the difference. Like it was blatantly obvious. Like that team in the second half is way better than the team that played in the first half, and the quality gap was massive. So in case you don't know yet, that was the team that started in the first half. We had RAMSDALE, Tavares, Pablo, Mari, Holding, CEDRIC, NILES, NENY, LOKONGA, Martinelli, Nketiah and PEPE, and then at halftime, Gabriel, Ødegaard, White, Turner, and Jesus came on for Pablo, Mari, Niles, CEDRIC, RAMSDALE, and Martinelli, and then in the 58th minute, Xhaka, Saliba, Partey, Saka came on for Lokonga, Holding, Pepe, and NENY, and then Nelson came on from Nketiah in the 75th minute, and Tavares came off. Bellerin came on in the 83rd minute. So that is how I'm going to divide the player ratings: the players who started, then the players who came on at halftime, then the other players who came on in the middle of the second half, and then finally the last one. So let's get started. A lot of players really disappointed, but let's get started. Ramsdale is up first. I've given him a 6. He made a very good save before he conceded the goal. Didn't really have anything else to do apart from that. He had like 3 shots to save. He saved 2 of them, and then one of them's like probably like the defender's mistakes. But they said that he had to make one-on-one. It was a very good save, so that earned him another point. But he was only on 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure against Chelsea we'll see him getting all 90 minutes, and against Sevilla he should play a part as well. Definitely our first choice goalkeeper. That is why Leno is leaving. Ramsdale has been very good since we bought him. Last season he ended the campaign a bit shaky, the last 5 games or something, but the overall season put together, like he was getting an 8 out of 10 for me, because whatever he delivered for us and whatever we expected was definitely more. So yesterday he gets a 6 for me. Let's go to the defenders. Next up is CEDRIC, the right back. Last time I included him in the players that impressed against Everton. Yesterday, definitely not. He is not going to make that list. He's going to make the other list of inconsistent players that 60% of people want to go and 40% of people want him to stay. He was very shaky. He got turned very easily on that right side. There's a time him and Holding, like a player just went past him, and Holding very easily on that right side. We can't give him anything more than a 4. In terms of corners, especially in the Everton game, he delivered some really good corners and free kicks. Yesterday didn't really have any chances to do so. He came off at halftime, and you could see the difference. Like White came on for him, and White, who's not even a right back, played way better than him on that right side. He was more comfortable. I felt more secure with Ben White there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because Tomias is still injured. So does that mean we are going to buy a right back? Does that mean CEDRIC is going to start? Or does that mean we are going to play with Ben White on that right side? Interesting to see. Next up is Tavares. Tavares gets a 3. Now, wow, last night before the game, we were told that Brighton are looking to buy Tavares from Arsenal, or loan him to Brighton from Arsenal. But if they were watching that game yesterday, I'm telling you, they would change their mind. He was all over the place. Defensively, he cost us the goal. Like, it was literally a long ball from the goalkeeper. It bounced over him so easily. That is just basic positioning for a fullback, knowing where your winger is, knowing where the ball is going to land. Like, you can't just let the ball just go over your head. And not only that, like, the player went past him and then came back to his left foot, and he let him cut back to his left foot, which I think it was the goal scorer's strongest foot, which is a massive worry. And then up front, another 2 shots off target that he didn't have to do it. It always annoys me when he does that. In terms of giving away the ball so many times, he was very shaky, and I've seen most of you have said sell him. I think he needs the loan. I think he needs the loan to a Premier League team, not to La Liga or Serie A or something. I need him to go to a Premier League team. Hopefully Brighton take him so that he can get some more Premier League experience. So Tavares for yesterday, very terrible. So I'm going to give him a 3. Next up is Pablo Mari. I've given him a 3 as well. Sell immediately. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I cannot believe we were comparing him to Gabriel like a year ago. Very shaky. Like if that is your captain and your leader at the back, you're in trouble as well. Like it's very, very shaky. All of a sudden, it doesn't look strong enough. Players are body checking him, putting him on the side, and this is just friendly matches. If you put him against players like Lukaku, like we did last season, if you put him against those kind of strikers, he will be absolutely tortured. So I'm going to give him a 3. It is very worrying for him because he's the only player out of the 3 games that we've played, Nuremberg, Everton, and this one, the last 3 games, he's the only one who's gotten, I think I gave him a 3 and then a 4 and then a 3. So he's never even gotten an average performance so far in these friendly matches. Very, very concerning. Pablo Mari gets a 3. Next up is Rob Holding. I've given him a 4. He was the captain yesterday, started as the captain. Again, very, very shaky sometimes. Some players went past him. It was only a couple of times. He didn't really have that much defensive work to do in the first half. They were keeping a lot of possession for 20 minutes, but they didn't really test our goalkeeper consistently. But they were going past our defenders so easily. It could be because the midfield was non-existent. Will come to them. But Holding the 2 times that he was needed to just hold his man and don't get past so easily, it was so easy for the players to get past him and CEDRIC, so I'm going to give him a 4. Next up, let's go to the midfielders. Let's start with NILES. One of the worst performances I've ever seen. Like if you are up for the NILES to say before this game, I'm sure if you watched that game, you'd actually change your mind. I cannot believe we did not take 25 million from Wolves. So him 2 years ago, I would have sold him so quickly. What is Niles' favorite position? I keep asking you guys, because if it's center midfield, that is not his favorite position, man. Like if you put him in central midfield in the Premier League, you're going to be absolutely battered by whoever is going to play there. Whether it's Thiago, whether it's Wilfred Ndidi, whether it's Gallagher, I don't care who it is, he's going to be absolutely battered. Like he has no strength. He got turned 3 times. He picked up a yellow card pulling his man back because he had no strength to deal with the midfielder. Passing ability is non-existent as well. If you have a midfielder there, you need a midfielder who can pass. With some of us say his favorite position is center midfield. For me, I usually say right back, but right back, where does he play? Because we always hear that he does not play at right back. He wants to play at central midfield. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Personally, I'd definitely sell him. If you get even 12 million for him, I just get rid. I'm sorry. So for yesterday, he gets a 3. Unbelievably shocking performance. The next one is NENY. NENY gets a 5. As I said, the midfield was non-existent. He didn't really give away the ball or anything like the likes of Niles and Tavares. But very, very... it was like he wasn't there most of the time. So for him, he got subbed off at, I think he got subbed off in the 58th minute. So in the second half, the first 50 minutes of the second half, he looked a bit okay, playing next to the players that had come on, the likes of ODEGAARD. So I'm going to give him a 5 for yesterday, just an average performance. LOKONGA gets a 6. In the first half, he gave away the ball twice or thrice, but he ended up being our best player in that first half. And that is saying something, because if you watch that game, he wasn't all that. He was just our best player because everyone else was really, really bad. But he did assist Martinelli's goal. He was playing almost as a left winger. He was covering that left side a lot. It was an interesting position for him. So I'm going to give him a 6 because also in the second half, he played until the 58th minute and he was okay. So it would have been an average performance, but in the second half, he gets an extra point for that. So 6 for LOKONGA. Let me know if you agree. Next up, let's go to the forward players. Martinelli gets a 6. He was only on for 45 minutes, but again, just like LOKONGA, is one of our better players and he scored the goal, so that is why I've given him a 6. But he did lose the ball a couple of times, so you can actually give him a 7 because of the goal, but it was a deflected shot, and apart from that, we never tested the goalkeeper again in that first half. So I'm going to give Martinelli a 6 for that 5 minutes. Next up is my goodness, Pepe. I've given him a 3. Same old Pepe. A couple of times he looked great. Performed a couple of nutmegs, looked good. If you're all about looking at players, getting past players and dribbling past players a couple of times, you'd be very impressed. You'd think Pepe is the best player in the world. But if you count the number of times he lost the ball trying to dribble, you'd be very, very... you'd actually scream some terrible words at the TV, because it was very, very annoying. The number of times he was doing it. And as I keep on saying, 45 minutes for Nicolas Pepe. What did he do? In the second half, he actually played for 60 minutes. The other 30 minutes that Saka came on, like Saka did 10 times more than Pepe did in those 60 minutes, and Saka was only on the pitch for 30 minutes. In fact, the first 30 seconds that Saka was on, he had done more than Pepe had done in the first 60 minutes. You have to ask yourself questions. I know some of you still say Pepe is still a good player, fine. You have to ask yourself why there's no team coming in for him apart from Sevilla. And the team that is coming for him, they only want to pay us 18 million, and they want him to drop his wages like by half. That is a massive worry. So Pepe is going to get a 3, another disappointing performance for me, unfortunately. Next up is Nketiah. In the first half, very quiet, but in the second half he improved the game. He scored the goal as well, so that is why he's getting a 7. And surprisingly, I was shocked when I saw this. Arsenal gave him the man of the match, not Arsenal, like he was given the man of the match by the broadcasters, man of the match for Nketiah. So well done to him. In the first half, he was very quiet. So if it was just first half, I would have given him like a 4 or something. But in the second half, he did score and he was involved. And as you can see, he won the man of the match. So I'm going to give him a 7. He wasn't my man of the match, but congratulations to him. I think Nketiah is just like NENY. It seems like the players, it depends on who is playing next to him. Like when he was playing next to Pepe and those guys like NILES, he looked very shocking, like all over the place. And when he's playing the second half with the likes of ODEGAARD and Jesus, all of a sudden he looked very able and capable of doing anything in the world. He looked like a number 14 Thierry Henry for sure. So Nketiah gets a 7. And then let's go to the 5 subs who came on at halftime. Let's start with them. Gabriel gets a 7. He looked very solid, nothing to complain about at all. He's definitely going to be in our starting lineup next season, no doubt about that. No selling him. Juventus wanted to pay us like 30-something million for him. No, if you want him, you have to pay like 200 million. And even if you pay that, we are not going to sell him. Ben White at right back looked very good as well. He gets a 7. I wouldn't be surprised if we see all of them starting in the first game. White, Saliba, and Gabriel. We could see White featuring either in right back so many times, or at right back, or in the midfield. Mostly at right back, but it depends whether how Tomiyasu recovers from his injuries. So White gets a 7 for the game. Turner didn't have a lot to do, so I'm going to give him a 6. He also came on at halftime. Jesus, very good once again. The goal that Nketiah scored, it was from Jesus's work. It was a tackle made on him, and then the ball landed on Nketiah. He also, the first 5 minutes of coming on, he dribbled past like 2-3 players and hit a shot with his left foot, which the goalkeeper saved. He looked very threatening. What I love about him most is the combination play with all the guys. ODEGAARD, Martinelli, Nketiah. It seems like he's been here for such a long time. Really happy to see. So Jesus gets he gets a 7. He gets a 7 for the game. And as Nketiah tweeted earlier on today, we are going to pay a lot of phone bills this season with Jesus and Nketiah both calling with their goal scoring. So Jesus gets a 7. Another player who came on at halftime was Martin Ødegaard, my man of the match. Like the way he didn't score, he didn't assist, but the way he makes the games look so easy, and he takes away all the pressure from me, and he makes the game so comfortable for you. You can, like, he was playing in the same position NILES was playing in the first half, and the difference is massive. Oh my goodness. Like Ødegaard absolutely makes the game look easy, and he was my man of the match. I'm giving him an 8. He's the one who passed the ball to Jesus before Nketiah scored. The way he was creating chances for Jesus and Nketiah, I think he created like 3 or 4 good chances within 10-15 minutes of that game. Like so comfortable, the way he just glides with the ball, makes it look so easy. Just like Gabriel, this is another player that is definitely in the starting lineup in the first game of the season. So Ødegaard gets an 8. Future captain as well. I'm sure they'll confirm it very soon. Those are the subs who came on at halftime. The other subs who came on in the 58th minute and had 32 minutes of play. Thomas Partey gets a 7. He was controlling the midfield way better than whatever he had before that. Controlling the midfield makes the passing look easy as well. Jacques as well gets a 7. I mean, the moment both of them came on, we had the midfield control. In the first half, we were being run ragged in that position. But in the second half, after they came on, we felt a bit more comfortable. Saka on the right side, 10 times better than what Pepe did in the 60 minutes. So I'm going to give him a 7. Went past players, that is all I'm asking for. Just even go past a player and cross the ball. He also assisted Nelson's goal. So I'm going to give him a 7. Could easily have been an 8, but I've saved the 8 for Ødegaard and this guy as well. Saliba gets an 8. Very comfortable. A couple of times the defenders White as well. There's a couple of times the defenders tried to run past him, but White had the pace. Same with Saliba and everything. Literally, if you watch that game, there was no weakness from him. That looked like a very solid back 3 defenders: White, Saliba, and Gabriel as well looked very, very solid together. Orlando did not have a chance to add another goal. Like, they would, even if you played another 180 minutes, they wouldn't have scored with those guys on the pitch. So Gabriel solid, White solid, Saliba solid, but Saliba gets a higher rating than them. 8 for him. Very, very promising performance again. Going to be very interesting to see who plays between him and White if Tomias is fit to play at right back. Next up, let's go to the player who came on later on. So Nelson only had like 15 minutes, but he scored a goal and he looked very good. His control was very decent on the left side. He put them under pressure. He could even have had 2 goals or maybe a goal and an assist. So Nelson gets a 7 for that game. Really, really good cameo. I don't know if he's going to be kept. I don't know if he's going to leave. But if you had to ask me 5-6 players to leave, like, he wouldn't make that list. Like, the likes of Bellerin would be there, Torreira would be there. I'll talk about Torreira very, very soon as well. So Nelson gets a 7, and then Bellerin was only on for a few minutes, so I'm going to give him a standard 5. The manager, I'm going to give him a 7. Could have been higher because he won the game, but the first half performance was really, really shocking. I just guess it's because of the players who are playing. The subs, I actually liked the idea of not starting Jesus, because no need of starting him and then getting injured. But you could say it's the same thing, starting him for the first 45 minutes and playing him in the second 45 minutes. I guess, but I didn't want him to start. I would have brought him in like in the 60th minute. If you're going to try out players like Pablo Mari and Niles, this is the game. Definitely not the Chelsea or these other games. But the one thing that I'm not giving them an 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. The reason why is because we picked up this squad. This is a squad we took to USA. 33 players, and we left players like Patino back home. And I don't know if it's just that we picked the squad, but I don't know why Ranasson is on that tour. I don't know why Torreira went, because Torreira is back in Italy. He's about to move to another team. That is a wasted spot. He didn't play any minutes for us. That was a wasted spot. We'd have taken Charlie Patino in that position instead. I don't know why he was there. I don't know why Pablo Mari isn't there, why Pablo Mari was there, sorry. And I'm also not sure why Marquinhos has not gotten any chances to play yet. He only got a few minutes against Nuremberg. So from all that, a lot of things outside the pitch, I'm going to give him a 7. But I don't know why Torreira went instead of Charlie Patino. I don't know why players like Pablo Mari and Ranasson went. I don't know why we took 5 goalkeepers. And so far, we've only used Tana and RAMSDALE, and maybe Okonko for a few minutes. Leno hasn't played, Ranasson hasn't played, and I don't think they'll play because they're going to get transferred out. So I wouldn't have taken like 3 of those players or 4. I would have taken the likes of Charlie Patino to get opportunities. But hey, let me know what you think. So let me do a quick recap from the start of the starting 11. RAMSDALE gets a 6, CEDRIC gets a 4, Tavares gets a 3, Pablo Mari gets a 3, Rob Holding gets a 4. That was the defense. NENY gets a standard 5, average 5, sorry. Niles gets a 3, Lokonga gets a 6, Martinelli gets a 6, Pepe gets a 3, Nketiah gets a 7, Gabriel gets a 7, White gets a 7 as well, Matt Turner gets a 6, 7 for Jesus. Ødegaard, my man of the match, gets an 8, Partey 7, Xhaka 7, controlled the midfield in the second half, Saka 7, Saliba 8, Nelson 7, Bellerin 5, and Mikel Arteta 7. Those are my player ratings. If you watch the game, let me know which one you don't agree with. But either way, we still won the game. That is 4 wins out of 4. Hopefully we do get another win against Chelsea. If we beat Chelsea, I think we win that trophy. It's good to start the season with the trophy. Let me know what you made of the game. Let me know who your man of the match was, and out of that game, from that game you watched yesterday, which players do you want to definitely leave right away? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.